So then you moved from there to, where did you go? So you were recruited by Toyota.
Hmm?
We've read about that. Tell a little bit about how that happened and what that experience was like for you at Toyota.
Well, yeah, I mean, I started off as kind of like a internship type of thing while still in college. I met a gentleman from Toyota, and you know, somehow that turned into this internship opportunity that they gave me. Little did I know that would change my life forever. Went there, I started off in the purchasing area, dealing with purchasing, materials management, and that type of thing. And, I happened to be there at a time where Akio Toyoda, who's now the president, was there on assignment, and he was there to really make sure he checked on everyone knew he was going to be the president, but you have to be 60 something years old to be the president in Japan. So he was going all around America doing things, and he happened to come to the place that I was at in California. The plant was called NUMI at the time, New United Motor, and it was a joint venture between GM, General Motors, and Toyota. And so he had come there because it was kind of a unique environment having a joint venture like that. So he was on assignment there for some time, and I was able to meet him. And I happened to be on a project that allowed me to give a presentation the day he arrived. And so they said, I was in my early 20s. And
how did you get a presentation? Early 20s from an internship to getting a presentation?
I know. It's just, it was amazing. I mean, I guess they saw that I wasn't afraid to, I had a lot of courage. I wasn't afraid to talk about things. I was a good presenter. And I mean, I would love to talk to some of them and find out why did they do that. But they said, Michael, we want you to give the tour. We want you to help with the presentations together, and walk him through. And then, so I did it. And little did I know, I didn't know it was a big deal. He didn't say much, but later on I get a phone call that he, remembered me. And he wanted me to be a part of a special project team. It was only 7 people from all across the country that would be sent to Japan, trained in the lean management discipline, which is Toyota's secret sauce, and an operational heaven, if you like operations, to learn about lean management. And that was the beginning of a whole new frontier to go to Japan, the foundation and the father of lean management and operational excellence. I was being sent there with a passport, had to go get my passport and rush and get on this plane to Nagoya, Japan, and then drive to Toyota City. I had a letter written in Japanese. I didn't even know what it said. Got there, went on got off the plane, handed the letter to the taxi driver. He nodded at me. I nodded at him. I didn't know what the letter said. And next thing you know, I was in Toyota City. I didn't even know they had a city in Japan called Toyota City. And when I got into that hotel room, I literally just fell to my knees, and I began to just being a person of faith. I started to just thank the Lord for the experience, and couldn't believe, latchkey kid from Richmond, all the struggle, all the challenge. Here I am in Japan.
How old were you?
And, I must have been about, I guess I was about 22, 23. Yeah, something like that. I was very young. Just fresh out of college. So, yeah, that actually is very young, isn't it?
That's very young to be flown to Japan.
Yeah. So yeah, I was out there in my early 20s, and again, just couldn't believe it. And it was a life-altering trip.
What did you learn?
Well, number one, I got to meet some of the, legends in Toyota who, really were the fathers of the lean management and operational approaches that Toyota had. And to go to these plants and just see the pristine floors and how everything was so clean, so visual, everything was just meticulous in the detail. To see, the suppliers and the production facilities so close together, and how it was all just working as one, well-oiled machine. And to see just the level of care about how an operation is supposed to go. I mean, I was really just shocked at the level of detail and care of every minute detail. And being able to learn these principles from people who just ate, drank, and slept this stuff was just amazing. And not only to, learn and get exposed to it, but to see examples of it, to see it in action. I think that was one of the biggest takeaways for me is seeing it in action. So I never would forget that. And so all the learning that even came after that, I could refer back to real examples that I saw and understand more of why it was so powerful later on.
Wow. That's amazing.
Very much so.